Hello, this is a very quick look at the Enjoytone W83 IP68 waterproof, dustproof and shockproof mobile phone. It's quite a chunky little fella, and although it's quite wide and quite tall and very deep, as you can see it's just under 2 centimeters, you actually only get quite a small screen. It's only about 4 inches, and a lot of the space is taken up with the bezel. It's got quite a lot of room at the top, around the sides and at the bottom. Obviously around the sides you can see we do have an extra layer on, and this is the ruggedization of the phone. On the top you've got a headphone socket. It does come with a pair of headphones, but they are quite cheap and it's very unlikely you'll actually want to use them for a particular length of time. Around the right hand side you have, quite interestingly, it's a reset button as well as the power screen button. I've not seen that before. You press that button in, resets the phone, and that's useful because this does have a non-changeable battery, so if you do have an issue you press the reset button. On the bottom is the charging point. You do get a USB cable, don't lose it. It's an extra large USB cable, you can't use a normal USB cable, and volume keys on the side, on the left hand side. Around the back you've got the usual array of speaker. It's got a camera, 8 megapixel on the back, 1.3 on the front, and a flash, and you can see the 2 screws here. This is the waterproofing in action. It comes with a little screwdriver. When you unscrew this and remove the back plate, you get access to the memory card, and there's 2 SIM card slots in this, which is quite interesting. So if you want to use 2 SIM cards, one when you're at home, when you're abroad, or one to get lower roaming rates, you can do. Now this is an IP68 rated phone, and that means it's waterproof as well as dustproof. So very useful if you're maybe a builder, plumber, if you like outdoor activities. This is a lot more rugged than your usual phone. As you can see, the water does activate the screen in some instances, but there's no problems with dropping the phone in water, so that's staying submerged. Just take it out, as you can see, still fully working. If I pop it back in again, then you'll see the screen again. It does get a little bit activated by the water pressing down on it, but this works really well. So if you are looking for a waterproof Android phone, this certainly ticks that box. The 4-inch screen seems a little small compared to competitors in this space, and it's fine for browsing, but 5-inch really now should be the norm at this price. As you can see, browsing is fine, it's fairly quick, but there is a little bit of a lag, and that's the same when you are looking at menus as well. You press the button, you have to wait a couple of seconds for anything to happen. The menu isn't the only area of lag. As you can see here, this camera is absolutely terrible when you are trying to actually look at things. There's horrendous lag when you're trying to view in real time, and this is actually translated into some of the worst video footage I've ever seen taken by a mobile phone. You can see the footage is jerky, it's really unusable. You just wouldn't want to use this as a video recorder. Photos are a little better, although the autofocusing is pretty poor. Even after a couple of shots I had to give up on those flowers. When it did take a photo and focused, they weren't too bad, but again, the camera on this, although it's 8 megapixel, it really isn't worth using. I'm afraid the bad news continues when it comes to games. Although it does run some games, I tried this racing game. I recently tested this on the far cheaper Honor Holly. That's about £80 compared to this, which is over 140. Ran fine on that budget smartphone, but this phone, it couldn't even make it to the racetrack. Spent an age loading the menus. You can see here it's just spinning round and round and round, and eventually it gives up and just dumps you out onto the menu screen. Now I tried this a few times, I reset the phone, and every single time the result was the same, getting dumped straight back to the menu. So overall, a bit of a mixed bag. Yes, it is rugged, it is waterproof. If that's all you need, talk, text and a bit of internet, then maybe this is the phone for you. But if you are looking for something of an all-rounder, the 1.2 dual-core processor and the 4-inch screen just aren't up to the bar set by today's budget phones. It just isn't as good as them. Keep that in mind, that if you are just looking for an all-round phone, there are much cheaper and far superior alternatives out there. But if you want something that is rugged and waterproof, maybe this is the one for you. I hope you found this short review useful. Thanks for watching.